Hi, fourth grade. So yesterday you were introduced to lines, line segments, and rays. So I want to continue on from what we did yesterday. So as you see here, I have a line that has J and P. When you want to name a line, you can start with either point first. So I can say JP, or I can go in the opposite direction, PJ. And what you see over those letters is a mini line. Over here we have the vertical line RS. Again, to name it, I can go in either direction with either point. So I can say RS with a little line over it, or SR with a line over it. Now, when we talk about line segments, here we have the horizontal line segment CJ. It is the same thing. I can name this line segment using any point first. So I can say CJ, or I can say JC. Now, over it, we're going to put a dash. That signifies that this is going to be a line segment. Here we have our our diagonal line segment, LM. To name it, I can either say LM with a dash over it, or ML with a dash over it. Now, rays, on the other hand, rays can only be named in one direction. You're always going to start with the end point. So here I have ray DB. Here's my end point. So when I name it, it can only be DB, end point first. Over it, we draw a little ray. Here I have another horizontal ray. To name it, I need to start with my end point. So I have JB with a little ray over it. And finally, I have a vertical ray. To name it, I have to start with my end point. So it can only be named RV with a little ray over it. So finally, I want to introduce one other thing that we will definitely get into with more detail. So these are angles. Angles are made up of two rays. Here's one ray, AC, another ray, AB. And they meet here at the vertex. So the endpoints of both rays meet at the vertex. To name an angle, we can name it two different ways, where the vertex always has to be in the center. So I can name it CAB. Look, my vertex is right here in the center. Or I can go in the opposite direction, BAC, where my vertex is here in the center. Notice how I have like a little angle mark in front of it to name it. Here we have another angle where it's ray GB and ray GR, and our vertex is here, the G. So when I name it, that G has to be in the center. So I can either name it RGB, where my vertex is in the center and my angle here, or I can name it BGR. Here we go. All right, looking forward to the next one. Bye, guys.